Hello! In this video, you will learn how to use the virtual classroom correctly. To access the virtual classroom, go to Sessions in your personal account, choose a needed scheduled session, and click on the link to the classroom. Let's move to the classroom. Your classroom will request access to a microphone and a camera through your browser. Only after you allow access, your hardware will be tested and you will be able to start. Click Start Streaming for the interlocutor to hear you. You can record a video of the session, which will contain video from the participants' cameras, sound, chat, and context content, whiteboard, presentations, etc. In the left panel, you can select the context of the session for demonstration and collaboration with students. The most universal tool is the whiteboard, on which you can draw, write, and use various interactive whiteboard tools together. When you have the whiteboard context enabled, you can use various tools. The tool selection is in the lower right corner. You can communicate with the participants of the session through the chat using messages, share files, see the list of participants. Let's take a closer look. Your students can also see everything that you see on the whiteboard between the context menu and your images from the cameras. In the cover context, a student can see general information about a session. The conference context is used during group sessions for such types as a session where there is one tutor and several students, or a webinar with several presenters and several listeners. It is in the context that you are able to see each other. Let's move to the overview of the most used context, the whiteboard. There is a toolbar for working with the whiteboard below. To begin, let's choose if we want a student to see where the pointer is. If yes, choose Online Pointer mode. You don't have to soil your hands with chalk or markers anymore. You have the tool text for it in your classroom. Select it and just click on the place where you want to type the text. The tool Image allows you to insert any images from the storage, Google Drive, or straight from your computer to the whiteboard. The tool Formula is essential for math sessions. Here you'll find the most extensive range of symbols to create a correct formula. For example, let's demonstrate an equation to a student that he will have to solve. The drawing tool has 5 modes: free drawing mode, pencil, and 4 fixed figures: line, arrow, rectangle, and a circle. Just select that one you need and create figures by holding the left mouse button down and moving it. You can change a color and line with 2 tools: color selection and line width selection. You can also select one of 4 backgrounds of the whiteboard, from the biggest to copybook squares. And one more thing, don't worry about mistakes. You can always use such buttons as cancel or undo on a toolbar. And a replaceable eraser is also always with you. Please note that it erases objects one by one. Hold the left mouse button and touch at least a small part of an object, and the whole object will be deleted. The tool Clear Board returns the board to its original view. The next context is YouTube Video. In this context, you can add any video from YouTube with a link, and you will still have all the functionalities of the board. Pause the video, use the pointer, select objects and draw above the video. You can upload presentations, PDF files, and other documents using the presentation context, and you will still have all the functionalities of the board. You can share your screen with a student using Screen Demonstration context. You can choose what you will share, only a part of the screen, or browser, or the whole screen. Test Surveys context allows you to conduct online tests. Our advice is to prepare tests and surveys in advance. You can always look them up through quick search. But you can also create a test or a survey from scratch at any time. The intuitive interface will help you create a great quality survey easily. Text Editor context is essential for working with text. You can paste copied text here and edit it with the help of a toolbar at the top. Code Editor context allows you to code right during the session. The built-in editor will tell you if the code is right or wrong. This editor supports more than 90 coding languages. Using the Call to Action context, make a button with any call to action while working with any other context. Please note that during your session you can use a chat where students can communicate with you using a raise hand or need help functionalities, agree or disagree, and ask you to speak louder or lower. They can also write their messages and ask questions. Questions that you submit for discussion are in the questions section. Let's submit one student's question for discussion. Selected question is shown on the main screen and is visible to everyone. When the discussion is over, you can close it. In the Participants section, you can control participants' roles during a session. During a webinar, you can hand over this responsibility to each participant present at the session. During a session, you can make any student just a participant. Remember, every student can use the whiteboard tools, but a participant can only watch a session. You can have a look at all detailed functionalities of the board in the presentation. We're glad that you chose Tutor.class service. As we can now see, perhaps the only necessary service for tutors.